Irrational fans, talking Canucks and BC Lions. Hughes Sports Podcast. We're taking the lead, analyzing the game from the rink to the field. From the ice to the turf, we'll break it down. Discussing every win and every loss in town. We'll talk about the Canucks and the Lions. We are your irrational fans. We are your irrational fans.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 131 of the Hughes Sports Podcast. I am your host, Jake Hughes, alongside the old man. Old man, how the hell are you doing today?
I'm doing good. That picture you put up, I don't know how many people saw it because I don't know how many people actually join in right at the very beginning. But that's a tough one, man. That guy gets his dream job and then
Has to step away before he even gets a chance to do the job, really.
Well, yeah, and I mean Hamilton is rocking, right? So for everybody who doesn't know, the GM for Hamilton passed away tragically of cancer last Friday, I think it was.
Yeah, Friday, 4 days ago.
4 days ago, and I mean Hamilton's rocking. They could actually have a chance to be at the Grey Cup, and fuck. Yeah, that one was tough. I was on the RP show when I found out about it. It's like, wow, yeah, tough one.
Tough one. Best wishes to his family and friends and everyone who supported him.
That's the person we should be celebrating.
Sorry, say that one more time for my brain.
That's the person we should be celebrating.
Yes, it is. Not to get political or
no, because I would
sidetracked
never get political.
Never
Are you
political.
kidding me?
I
left my door open.
Way to go. You're just letting all the bad mojo in.
The bad mojo has arrived.
I find it really hard to transition out of topics like this. There's
no
not really
good way.
There's no good way other than just doing it. So we have a lot to talk about.
What a week.
Sorry?
What a week it's been.
It feels like, honestly, this week has felt like it's been almost 2 since we last did the podcast.
Well, it was funny because when you messaged me last night, was it last night that you messaged me to say what are we going to talk about? I was like,
I was this morning at 3:00 in the morning, but yes,
it feels like we haven't done a podcast for a month, but it's only been a week. It was just one of those weeks. It really was.
One of those weeks where just everything happened, and let's talk about it.
Yeah. What do you want to talk about first? Or that past Jake, what do you want to talk about? Oh, come on, it's a wrestling.
You lost me on this one.
Big tattoo. Nope. Big tattoo.
Oh, God.
It's not funny if I have to explain the fucking jokes to you, buddy.
Well, no, I mean, he also talks about the city that he's in, not a person.
Hey, first, before you get going, Charlie, how you doing? Nancy, thanks for tuning in once again. Yes, he was a great bomber. He worked with the Bombers as well. And it was kind of fitting that it was the Bombers versus Hamilton for that Friday night game, so they were able to honor him. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, very, very well done in Hamilton too. It was quite nice.
Yes, it was.
But before we talk about the week that was in the CFL, we got hockey to talk about because your Vancouver Canucks played hockey, kind of. Well, they played hockey, but was it really the Vancouver Canucks that played hockey?
Well, it was the prospects. It was the Vancouver Canucks prospects.
Yes,
it was different this year. Usually they go to Penticton and have the young shootout thing. What do they call that? The young prospects?
Yeah, young stars.
Young stars. Thank you. I knew I was trying to think of it. And usually it would be Vancouver, Calgary, Edmonton.
Sometimes Winnipeg.
And sometimes Seattle. But this year, for some reason, the Alberta teams didn't want to go. We're our own country now. What?
There's talk that it's going to be back next year. That youngsters are going to be back next year.
No,
Whether it's with
next year for sure in Seattle. The year after, they're talking about bringing it back. 2 years in Seattle for sure, and that's from JPAT.
Oh, okay. I was under the impression that it was going to be in Penticton next year with Seattle.
It could be back in Penticton, but it's going to be the same
just this
format.
2 games with Seattle rather than multiple games, which is fine. Like I don't think it really matters at this point. You're just seeing what people have and what you got in your prospects playing up against other top prospects.
I was reading an article from The Athletic. I forget who wrote it, but they were saying that this gave them a better chance to see them in a more of a pro atmosphere rather than the Young Stars tournament. So I don't know why that is. I don't follow it enough, but it showcased a few of them.
Yes, let's talk about a couple of them. Well, let's recap the games. I'm not going to go into a deep dive and what they were. We split the 2 games. Game 1 was a 5-3 loss. Game 2 was a 3-2 win. I actually have notes here because I watched both these games because they were streamed to YouTube.
Wasn't there an issue with the first stream?
I was going to just start on that. I love the fact that they're streaming these games. But for the most of the first period,
for the love of God, he says,
the camera was just pointed down at center ice.
You'd see people skate by.
You see people. I honestly thought I was early, so I thought it was people warming up at first. Then I was like, "Oh no, wait, they're playing the game." Okay, and we listened to the 1980s radio in Seattle. Like it was wild. So they fixed it. They did figure it out, and they did fix it, and it's being put on for free, so you can't really complain. No commentary for it, no like radio simulcast.
Oh, there wasn't any simulcast at all. See, I was watching it and I thought, well, this is weird. There's no sound. And that's why I turned it off.
Yeah, so the first game, there was no sound for most of it, unless you want to listen to the 80s radio station. The second game, they figured out most of their issues, I guess.
Oh, okay.
And you actually got in-ring sound.
Oh.
Right, so everything was
no podcast. I mean, sorry, no play-by-play.
No play-by-play, no. Gotcha. Which is kind of nice. Like in a game like that, you don't need people who don't know what they're talking about the game, if that makes sense.
No, I know what you're saying.
But a couple players who really stood out. Someone I wanted to touch on in the first game was the goalie for the Canucks. I'm gonna butcher his name, Aleksei Medvedev. I think.
Medvedev.
Medvedev.
Good enough.
Second round pick in 2025, I believe. We lost the game 5-3. If it wasn't for him making some spectacular lights out saves, it's easily 9-3.
That's what I heard. Like they were like literally at will shooting the puck.
Yeah. Which again, you're not going to expect structure or anything in a game like this, but not a lot of highlights in the first game other than Medvedev. Another big thing was the first round pick for this year, Braden Coots, ended up leaving the game early.
Oh yes.
For the club is saying early precautionary reasons. They didn't even want to risk anything, so they just pulled him out of the lineup right away. But not good to see because he has been dealing with an injury all summer, according to insiders. So,
oh, really? Oh, that's not
good. Not good. But if pulling him out of that game is just going to save him so he's able to keep developing throughout this year, that's okay.
Yes, I mean, better safe than sorry. I mean, this is such a preseason for the Canucks that it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's not even preseason. It's pre-preseason.
Yeah.
You're basically taking stock of what you have in the cupboard.
Exactly. So let's, it's nothing to get concerned about. What I'm saying.
No. But some standouts that really stood out in game 2. Because of the Braden Coots injury, Riley Patterson really stepped up. He is I don't even know what round pick he is. Let me look this up because I didn't look it up before. But I stepped up onto the first line with
4th round.
I think 4th or 5th.
4th. I believe I read 4th.
4th round pick in the 2024 draft. Nicely done. Nicely done. I'll give you your dues.
I feel like I just scored the winning goal in overtime for the Stanley Cup when I do shit like that.
But yeah, Riley Patterson, Vilmer Alriksson, who stood out last year as well. He just looks like a grown man playing with these prospects. Guy's like 8'12". Like everyone else looks 3 feet short. Like it's ridiculous. And then of course, Jonathan Lekkerimäki played on that top line. Obviously, other than him, there was one other standout, a player that I know we want to talk about a little bit here, because Elias Pettersson, I don't know.
Elias.
EPD.
DPD.
However you want to say it, was at this prospects game, this prospect showcase.
I was listening to our friends of the show, Mr. Harrison Price, and they were both like, didn't he play 28 games last season?
Absolute wild for him to be put in there. He looked like, an NHL player playing against Beer League players, really.
Well, and I guess he was really aggressive, and like he's put on a little bit of extra weight over the off season, and
he was also
he could be mean this year.
I hope he is. I hope this was more of a political move, a chess move from the Canucks organization, saying, "Hey, yeah, you played 28 games last year. That's great. You're still a prospect in our eyes. Go prove us wrong."
Yeah. Same with Lekkerimäki, right?
Yeah,
definitely a prospect. I think both. Obviously, EP is going to make the team. I don't think there's a question whether or not he'll make the team. But I think Lekkerimäki makes the team. And from what I read and listened to, Patterson has a really good chance as well. 4th round, first of last year. He could make the team this year, or at least be an alternate. Up and down.
Even if he makes the opening roster, I think there's a chance of that, because if you look at our wings, there's not a lot of scoring there.
No,
and that's where I think Lekkerimäki and Patterson really have a chance if they can prove that they have some scoring touch in the CFL, in the NHL. That
folks, we'll get to the CFL.
We have, if I just pulled up the depth chart here, you've got Besser, who's a goal scorer.
Yep.
Kane, I guess, can be a goal scorer, more of a goal scorer than anyone else on the wings.
Yes.
You've got DeBrusk.
Yeah.
So you got what I would call 3 top 6 top 6 positions in your wing. So you still have another top 2 line wing position to fill in if you want a scoring line. And can one of those 2 guys play better than a Nils Oman or even a Drew O'Connor, even though we liked what we saw from him last year? Does it make it possible for us to go and make a trade for another 3rd line center?
Yeah, you know what? Anything's possible, right? And we've questioned so many moves this team has made. Give me a reason. I keep saying it, Jake. Give me a reason to get excited for this season. So far, there's nothing out there to get me super duper excited for this season yet.
No, but I think you're going to get there, because Thursday training camp opens.
And who has 2 thumbs? And on October 3rd, we'll be sitting at Rogers Arena watching the Canucks versus Edmonton for the last preseason game. This guy. Yes, I haven't told you that yet, have I? Oh.
No. I mean, that's cool. I was talking to a friend today, and I might go up on the 11th if I'm able to swing it with work.
Oh,
And go to Edmonton for the second game of the Canucks
real
season in Edmonton against the Oilers.
Nice.
In what I want to dub this. I'm dubbing it now. And it's technically accurate. So Oilers fans, come at me all you want. Is Connor McDavid's last season as an Oiler?
Ooh, there's a hot take.
No, it's not. It is factually correct. Right now, his contract is up June 30th at 11:59 and 59 seconds.
But do you believe for one iota that the Flames won't? I'm sorry, Edmonton won't sign him.
Yes,
You
I think the odds are higher that he gets traded at the trade deadline than he re-signs with the Edmonton Oilers.
Really?
Yeah.
There's a hot take by Mr. J. Hughes. We should put that out as Opus. You better be working to this week. This is your last week. If not, we cancel.
I truly believe that he's put in his years.
What is he saying?
He's put in the years. He's put in the effort. He's gotten as close as you possibly can, almost 2 years in a row. And this management team has proven time and time and time again that they're not going to make the proper decisions.
The Toucan says you're wrong.
Look, I'm gonna play this when is trade deadline? It's later this year.
July something.
Trade deadline.
Trade deadline. By trade deadline, Jake is going to have the say, and he's going to be able to look back on September 16th at 7:17 p.m. and he's going to say, "I told you so."
March 7th at 3 p.m. Eastern time.
Why did I say July 1st?
Yeah, that's why I repeated it, and you said you just kept going with what you were saying.
Free
March
agency
7th.
was July 1st this year. That's why I was thinking.
It's always July 1st.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. So something else we should talk about, and I didn't put it in the rundown, and we're going way over on our allotted hockey talk time, but
way over.
Luke Hughes is still unsigned by the New Jersey Devils. We cannot offer sheet, and we talked before about an offer sheet. We cannot offer sheet him. No team can. He hasn't played enough games, so he's a UFA or he's an RFA that can't be offer sheeted.
So what do we have to do then?
Make a trade.
Oh, who would you give up for Luke Hughes?
Do you make a trade of all trades and put the problem is you'd have to make it even more sweeter because it's the Devils dealing directly with the Canucks.
Yeah.
Do you put together a package of Phil Hronek, Connor Garland, plus a Amon or an O'Connor?
For Luke Hughes.
This isn't about Luke Hughes.
This is about...
This has 50% to do with Luke Hughes. This has 50% to do with Quinn Hughes.
Yes. And then his other brother, when he comes up for signing, has more incentive to sign over here.
What? Why?
I hate when you make sense. I think you're giving up too much there, though. But you're basically trading for Quinn Hughes, aren't you? Because
I have another scenario to throw at you.
You just broke my brain. It's coming out my nose.
You don't got much of that left, so keep it up in there.
I got lots of nose.
No, nose, not brains. Brains. I was talking about the brains.
Sorry. I misunderstood.
Big if.
Oh, for fudge sakes.
By January, we're 10 points out of a playoff position.
We trade Hughes.
Do you trade Hughes with a year and a half left on his contract?
For you get something
any
out
team.
of him.
Because you're gonna get a lot more in return for a year and a half of Quinn Hughes than you would for
a half a year.
a half a year of Quinn Hughes.
Yeah,
Or even a full year. Like, even if you get into after July 1st and he's like, look, I'm not going to sign. I want to go play with my brothers. And you go, okay, you're one
You're
playoff
fine.
run instead of two.
Yeah. Yeah. Riots in Vancouver if that happens.
I think depends on the return.
What would you, from New Jersey? What are you going to get?
No, you don't need to trade to New Jersey.
He has a no move clause.
You don't think if the organization, knowing the type of player and human Quinn Hughes is, if the organization said, hey, we've got a deal here that can help get you on your way so everyone knows you're going to New Jersey in a year and a half. You can help restock the cupboards here in Vancouver.
Oh, I see.
Yes, they're going to hate you for a year or two, 3 or 4 if you win a cup in New Jersey. But when they look back on it, it'll be like, hey, that's not too bad of a trade. Like, yes, we got shafted at the beginning because you're losing the second or first, in my opinion, best defenseman in the league.
See, I guess I'm looking at the big picture here. I just saw JT Miller. He's now the captain for the New York Islanders. Rangers. So we traded away Mr. Miller, who outscored EP 40 by thousands of goals.
Not if you compare year to year.
From trade to the end of the season. He outscored him by thousands of goals.
Okay.
And now we're talking about getting rid of Miller. I mean, it's Quinn Hughes. You're saying you great teams don't trade elite players. We're not a great team then.
We're not. We're not a great organization. We've had 3 coaches.
Teams? Can we do that?
We've had 3 coaches in 3 years.
Can we switch teams?
No.
Are we allowed?
I mean, you can switch teams, but I'm in for the long haul. Look, we're going to have a lot of time to discuss all of this.
You broke my brain. Way to go.
You know what? I do my best to try to confuse you as much as possible.
It's not confused. You just broke my brain.
Well, it's not hard sometimes.
This one was hard. Carry on. Let's talk about something more pleasant. Jesus.
Sorry, just give me 1 second.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
No. What are you doing now?
I was trying to see if the futures had been released for Canucks to make the playoffs.
Oh.
But once those come up, we will look at them. But unless you've got more hockey talk.
No, let's talk about CFL.
Let's talk about the week that was in the CFL because it was a busy week.
All four games this week
were interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, they were the greatest, but they were interesting.
We talked about it off the top of the show, but the Winnipeg Blue Bombers go in to the Hamilton Tiger Cats on Friday, and the Ticats win by a score of 32-21.
Which
I predicted. You did predict. The Caleros-less Bombers lose to a Ticat team that's on fire. And what I kind of ran out of room to write about is that probably the hottest team in the league right now is the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
Yeah. You know what? Probably. I mean, Calgary's lost a few. Ticats, I think, have won 5 in a row now.
Is it 5 in a row now?
I think it is. And Bo is literally on fire. Like, Bo is picking apart defenses. They've won 2 in a row? They lost 1, then won 3 before that?
I believe so. Okay. I don't have that. I just have the
okay. It is watching Bo reminds me of watching Bo 7 years ago, 8 years ago at McMahon Stadium, where he could read a defense and pick it apart like crazy. The only thing different with Bo is Bo is running. I don't know how many yards he got. I didn't get the chance to look at the stats this week just because of the way my week's been. But he's been crazy just to watch him. His reads are spot on. It's been insane. So with Montreal struggling, Ottawa and Toronto's been coming on, but Hamilton, I think, has a lock on first in the East right now.
Yeah, I think they really do. And again, the Bombers are a good team, but I don't think Strevler. I kept wanting to add an extra O in his name because of Collaros.
Right.
Strevler, I think he's a great backup. One of the best backups this league has ever seen in short yardage guarantees. I just don't think he's got that ability and has never been given the ability to run an offense. And I think it's showing. Yeah,
you could tell that Collaros and Strevler are two different types of quarterbacks. Yeah. So this offense has been built around Collaros, not Strevler. So it's tough when you're in that position to shine because it's not your team. It sounds like Collaros was actually dressed for practice today. Whether he plays or not, he didn't take any snaps, but he was dressed. 5 quarterbacks were dressed. Strevler took a big hit at the end of that game. So they had 5 quarterbacks dressed. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in Winnipeg. I think they need Collaros back, a healthy Collaros back, one that's not listening to footsteps in his head, if that makes sense, for them to get anywhere this year, which would kind of suck. I mean, for all the joking I do about the Smurf Mafia and everything else, it would kind of suck that Winnipeg was so good for so many years, and then they host the Grey Cup and they suck. I don't mean to chuckle, but it would suck.
It would suck, but it's one of those things it does
Who am I
happen.
kidding? It's fucking hilarious.
and it happens. Like every team, especially in the CFL, you go and you have cycles. I mean, the Bombers until the last dynasty of losing in the Grey Cup.
Why?
They had a very long stretch where they sucked.
Yes.
But they were still selling out every year.
It's insane.
But no, I think it's a cycle, and I think they're going to need to find their next quarterback. Not that I think Collaros is done, but I think they need to start prepping for the future.
Charlie, you're an irrational fan. He says Strevler will do fine this week. Bombers will beat Ottawa. I don't think they will.
Well, let's talk about Ottawa because they came in and faced our BC Lions at home. And the Lions snapped their losing streak by a score of 38-27. And I wrote there, Rourke is phenomenal. 308 yards, 1 throwing touchdown, 2 on his feet. What can't he do?
We didn't punt the ball until the first play of the fourth quarter. That was it. That was the first time we punted. Insanity. I think his first 11 passes, I think he went for 11 for 11. Then 11, he one interception there before the end of the half. Defense, we brought in, and that was our big talk. I mean, let's face it. Rourke has been phenomenal. It's not been a Rourke issue. It's been a defensive issue all season long for the Lions. They brought in 2 ends. I can't think of their names, right from the U.S. and threw them in, and they did phenomenal. Betts got 4 sacks in that game. Lions total got 7. Betts had 4 of them, and it was really funny because I saw you tweet out, how can Betts only have 5 sacks? So it had to be after his first sack of that game. And then he went on to get 3 more that game.
Hey, I should be asking questions about more Lions, is what I'm learning.
But having said that, so defensive line played amazing. One of the new guys was involved in 439,000 tackles. It was insane. I'm still not sold on our secondary. Crum was able to run like free. We need some work there. And once we get that done, I think this team is really going to come together. And this is a test. This week will be a massive, massive test, obviously.
Yeah.
But Calgary's proven that they can be beaten. So I was curled up in the fetal position for the first 3.5 quarters. It wasn't until there was 4 minutes left, and you can ask Angela. She was witnessing it. She thought I was nuts because we were up by, I don't know, I think we were up by 12 or 15 at that, maybe 16 at that time, maybe more.
It's not safe.
I think it was 38-19. And she's like, "Oh, you got this one." And I'm in a fetal position going, "Shut up." It's a CFL. Anything can happen. So, good win. Lots of room for improvement still. So I'm hoping this week they had some hard practices and huge, massive test on Friday. And you and I will be at the game on Friday, most likely.
Yes, we will be at the game on Friday, hopefully.
Unless it pours out rain. I don't want to go if it's pouring rain.
Fair weather fan.
Yeah, pretty much.
Talking about craziness and anything can happen in the CFL. Let's talk about the early game on Saturday, which was the Elks going into Toronto and the Argonauts pulling off a 31-30 victory in a back and forth game that saw the Argonauts overcome 6 turnovers to secure a win.
7, but who's counting?
No, it was only 6.
I think it was 7.
No, 4 interceptions, 2 turnover on downs.
Okay, so it was.
And there was 1 fumble from Edmonton.
Yeah.
So there were 7 turnovers in the game.
Maybe that's twice now, 2 weeks in a row. Them blue and white jerks out in Toronto thinking they're all special and making plans to advertise for the Bills. Steal a win away from me.
Death,
Steal,
taxes, and Cody Fajardo winning.
but he didn't win.
He did win. Cody Fajardo plays. Oh no, Cody Fajardo plays. My brain is in. This is what happens when you're awake at 3:30 in the morning.
Folks, this is why I drink.
This is what happens when you're up at 3:30 in the morning.
Alex made way too many errors. It wasn't a good game for him. Charlie's right. And Argo Steel won. They had a game they had no business winning whatsoever.
What's the Hughes Sports rule number 1? Turn over the ball 3 times.
If you double that, if you double that,
it reverses and you win.
Apparently, my goodness, only in the frickin' CFL. Numpties.
Yeah, honestly, I don't even want to talk about this game. That's how ugly of a game it was.
Speaking of ugly.
Well, the ugliest thing about this game is the fact that the Riders have now secured their playoff berth in the CFL. Then they go on to host Montreal and lay the biggest egg I have seen a football team lay this year. The score makes it look closer than it was.
Well, because I think they got 14 garbage points, to be honest, near the end of the game. At least 7. It wasn't a good game by the Riders. Full credit to the L's. They took advantage of a lazy performance by every single member of the Riders. If Angela, listen to those words. if I was a Rider fan, I would be pissed. I would be screaming and yelling at the top of what's the tallest building in Regina? I don't know.
Probably a water tower or a great
water tower. I'd be screaming and yelling from the top of a water tower because, oh my God. Like, not only was it a shitty game, the weather was shitty. It was just pouring rain. The crowd was horrible. It wasn't fun. We sat here and watched the whole game. I think we turned it off with like 2 minutes left just because I couldn't handle Angela whining anymore. I told her I wouldn't say it, but I had to. So I'm single again.
Surprise, surprise.
Oh, folks, inside joke. Carry on.
McLeod Bethel Thompson.
BLT.
I still don't know how you got to BLT off of...
Because I couldn't get MBL or what McLeod Bethel MBT out. And it came out BLT once, and so it stuck.
Was this was his first game back after injury, was it not?
Yes. Yeah, he's been off.
Could this be the turning point for the Owls to turn the season around?
It was funny. I was on the Rod Peterson show both Thursday and Friday, and I don't remember which episode it was. I think it was Friday. Yeah, I think it was Friday. It could have been Thursday. But anyways, I said to Rod, this could be a trap game for the Riders. But in all honesty, how much do they win by? It was a trap game, but BLT kind of came out of on fire. And yeah, Montreal could put, I mean, we're still got, 7 games left, 6 games left. Anything can happen in the CFL. Lots of room to move. Yeah, Riders have locked up, but they could finish third.
Yeah, all they've locked up is a playoff position.
They could finish third.
Yeah,
quite easily. They could pull a Rider. We've seen it before.
No, if they're going to pull a Rider, they wouldn't have won games past Labor Day.
That's true, but they could go into the tank now.
Yep,
right,
very easily.
Yes,
and I'm looking at their schedule right now. They do have 2 gimme games in the next 4 weeks. So
who?
The Riders.
Do they? Who they playing?
They play so this week they play the Ticats. I think that's no. They're off this week. What am I talking about?
Yeah, they got to buy.
They got to buy. They play the Elks on the 17th. Then they play the Red Blacks on the 18th. Then they play the Argonauts on the 19th, and the Bombers on the 20th.
Yeah, easy month.
And then round out the season against the Lions. And the Lions could be, and in all reality, will be playing for their lives at that point.
Yes. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. They definitely have a easier go of it than the rest of us, especially the Lions.
Wow. Let's talk about those Lions, because as I'm about to sneeze here. So let's go to everyone's favorite segment of the show. The Old Man Predicts.
It's time for the Old Man Predictions. How well did he do? Do-do-da. Do-dee-do.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the Old Man Predicts. How well did he do? Do-dee-da. Do-dee-do. And last week, the Old Man went 2 wins, 2 losses, splitting the week.
Frickin' Riders. Frickin' Toronto.
And his record, that makes his record after week 15. 32-26.
Starting to pull back a little bit. I need a 4-0.
You do, because last year you had a lot of weeks at the beginning of the season where you went 3-1 quite commonly.
Yeah.
And then occasionally you do a 2-2 or a 1-3.
Yeah.
You had built up a big enough gap at the beginning. This year has just been kind of all over the place with, other than me, who could have seen the Riders being a very good team this year?
Other than you.
Hey, you did. You said the Riders would be lucky to make a playoff.
I did.
To make the playoffs this year.
The only other person I know, not including you, because I don't remember you saying they'd be good, was Rod Peterson, who said they would have minimum 13 wins. And he said that in the preseason. So good on him.
I mean, I didn't say I thought the Riders would be in a playoff position. I didn't think they'd be as dominant as they have been, but
yeah.
But this week we have Friday, the early game. We have Montreal Alouettes taking on the Toronto Argonauts, and Montreal
against Toronto.
Montreal is heavily favored in this game at -6.5. Making the implied odds 72% win for Montreal.
And this one I was going back and forth on. I'll take Montreal on this one. I think BLT is going to continue. So yeah, I'm gonna take Montreal.
And then, as we mentioned before, the evening game on Friday, we will be there live in person if it's not raining. The BC Lions take on the Calgary Stampeders in Calgary, and the Stampeders are favored by 4.5 points, giving them their implied probability of 68%.
I would want 12 points on this bet. Jesus, how can they only be 4 and Montreal 6? That's weird.
Yeah.
Aircore, good to see you, buddy. I'm glad you tuned in again this week. And Nancy, you're wrong. Rod is not a big Sass fan. That's not true.
It's like a frenemies. It's like a frenemies situation.
I think Calgary's going to win, but I can't bet against my Lions, dude. God. Oh.
You gotta go with your brain, or you gotta go with your heart.
I gotta go. I gotta go with my heart.
Taking the BC Lions.
Yeah. Oh, I know they're gonna lose though, but I can't not take them. If it was like a private poll and nobody could see what I was doing, I would take them.
But it's not. It's live,
and I have to take them.
And then we go into Saturday, where we have a matinee Saturday game starting at 1 p.m. Mountain, so noon Pacific, where the Winnipeg Blue Bombers taking on the Ottawa Red Blacks in Ottawa. And Ottawa has a 2.5 point favorite, giving them a 56 implied probability to win.
Winnipeg at Ottawa. This one is a coin toss.
Coin toss? A coin toss even?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. I don't want to have to pick this one. I'm going to take Winnipeg. I think they'll bounce back. See, if I pick them and they lose, I'll be happy because they lost. And it's good for BC if they lose. So
it's true. And then we have the Edmonton Elks capping off this week in the CFL, taking on the Hamilton Tiger Cats, and the Ticats having a 5.5 point spread, giving them a 70% implied probability to win.
Bo, go Bo. Yeah, Bo's gonna. Is it gonna be a motorboating, as Rod Peterson likes to say? I don't know. It could be. It could be a bad one.
Could this not be a trap game for Hamilton?
Very much so. Very, very, very much so. Because Cody is going to come out pissy.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. But I'm still going to, I'll stick.
I think Hamilton's the smart choice, the right choice on this one.
I think
it's just one of those games that Bo and the rest of the Ticats could look at as light until the second quarter.
Yes, exactly.
And if you give Cody Fajardo a lead like that, unless you're
tough.
Unless you're Toronto, you'll So, ladies and gentlemen, the old man has predicted for week.
We need 4-0, guys. Put it out in the universe.
What week is this? This is week 16. Okay, I already did that. Is it week 16? Yeah, it's week 16. I'm losing my mind. For week 16, the old man has predicted that the Montreal Alouettes, the BC Lions, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and the Hamilton Ticats will be the winners this week. And I'd like to point out I went 3.
You can't just make
What?
shit up because you don't make picks.
No. I pick before you don't even look, because that's how I know how much you pay attention to how much pre-production I do. But I pick the teams before you go in, and I picked 3 right and 1 wrong.
Oh, of this week.
For this week. I thought you were going to take Ottawa against the Bombers.
Oh,
But
okay.
if Kolaros is dressing, I think that line will flip dramatically.
It could change. And it could, if Brown's dressing for Ottawa, like there's so much up in the air in that game.
Yeah.
And Aircore, he's like Calgary coming off a bye. Really, Kevin? And I'm like, I can't not. You don't understand. You don't understand how when Rod calls me that I'm irrational, I really, really am. I'm beyond irrational, Aircore. I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
And notice how this week he did not say take it to the bank and bet your house and mortgage on this one. He's not saying that because he knows deep down his brain is telling him the Stamps are probably going to have a victory here. But the irrationality that is the old man will never leave.
I can't.
He can't.
Can't.
Anything else we got before we put a bow on the show?
Put a bow on the show, as in, shut your mouth, oh, sorry. Oh, that was good.
That wasn't even close to good.
Oh, you laughed.
That was a stretch and a half. Stretch and a half. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or YouTube Music or anywhere that have podcasts, hit that like button. Give us a 5.
YouTube Music?
Yes.
We go on YouTube Music? Isn't it for music?
And podcasts.
Oh, okay, cool.
You would think that YouTube/Google would have their own podcast platform, and they did for years. And then they decided that why care about this because no one listens to podcasts anymore, and decided to get rid of it.
Weird.
Love Google. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Give us a 5-star review. Let everyone know that you love the show. And the best thing you can do, tweet at us, message us on Facebook, get conversation starting, and share us with your friends. Tell everyone about us, because not only does that help us grow, it helps us prove to the CFL that we are a media force to be reckoned with, and we will be there at the Grey Cup.
We will be there at the Grey Cup.
And we can only do it with your support. So thank you so much. Have yourselves a wonderful week. Mwah. Goodbye.